Your banking app shows a few neat numbers. Everything looks orderly, accurate, under control. And yet, people lose money every day because they trust the wrong number. Statement balance, current balance, available balance, pending transactions. 4 numbers describing one account, and strangely, they can push you into 4 completely different decisions. This isn't just bank terminology, it's a hidden layer of power, because when the system controls the definitions, it also controls the outcome. Here's the real rule. Modern banking isn't only about money, it's about timing, settlement timing. And that timing creates a gray zone where fees and interest are born. Let's start with the simplest basics. Statement balance is the number that gets locked in at the end of the billing cycle. Think of it as the contract number. If you pay that amount by the due date and your card has a grace period, you usually avoid interest on purchases. Current balance is the live total of transactions that have been posted, officially recorded, since the statement closed. It includes new spending and payments, but it can still be incomplete because not everything posts immediately. Available balance is the amount the system actually allows you to use right now. It's often your current balance minus holds, pending authorizations, and reserved amounts. And thesaurus, pending transactions are not final charges, they're authorizations. They can disappear, change, or post later, but they still reduce your available funds and can trigger overdraft risk. Now here's the trap. Most people treat one of these numbers as the truth. But banking is not a one-step process. Money moves through stages: authorization, posting, clearing, settlement. In the paper ledger era, settlement took time because everything had to be reconciled. Merchants recorded sales, banks cleared checks, clearinghouses netted the obligations. That delay wasn't just inconvenience, it was an advantage. Whoever sits between promise and settlement can protect themselves and charge you when you make a mistake. The same game exists today, it's just hidden behind an app that refreshes every second. So how do people become part of this game? Scenario 1. You pay early, but you pay the wrong number. You look at your current balance, pay it off in full, and feel responsible. Then the statement closes with a different number, and you still owe the statement balance and by the due date. If you miss it, you can lose your grace period and start paying interest, even though you swear you paid it off. Because what usually matters for avoiding interest is paying the statement balance by the due date, not paying random amounts at random times. Scenario 2. You spend based on current balance, but a hold makes the real number smaller. Hotels, car rental companies, gas stations, and some online merchants can place a hold that's larger than the final charge. So you check your current balance and think you're fine, you spend normally, and then the hold plus a couple of payments post, and suddenly you're overdrafted or your card gets declined. Nothing mystical happened, you simply spent based on the wrong number. Scenario 3. The app looks final, but the bank still treats it as reversible. Sometimes a deposit shows as available, but it hasn't fully cleared. A transfer looks completed, but behind the scenes it's still moving. The app makes it feel finished, but the bank's backend still considers it conditional. Then a reversal happens, or the deposit stays on hold longer, and now you're dealing with fees, failed payments, and a domino effect. This is where the system quietly wins. It profits from your assumption that the interface equals reality. Now let's go deeper into the system, money as a permission system. In the old gold era imagination, money was something physical. If you had it, you had it. Modern banking doesn't work that way. Your money is a ledger entry inside an institution operating with rules, risk controls, compliance checks, and timing delays. So you don't simply own money, you constantly request permission to use it, under conditions you rarely see. That's why statement cycles exist. That's why holds exist. That's why pending exists. It's risk management. But the cost of that risk management isn't shared equally. Everyone pays it differently, and often the customer pays through overdrafts, interest charges, and stress. During inflation, it gets even worse. When prices rise, people's buffers shrink. When buffers shrink, even small holds and tiny settlement delays become dangerous. If your margin is thin, a single $100 hold can trigger a chain reaction. Failed auto pays, overdrafts, late fees. So that same settlement fog turns into a hidden inflation tax. So what's the way out? You don't need expensive tools. You need a simple operating system. Rule 1. On credit cards, treat the statement balance as the priority number. Pay the statement balance by the due date every cycle. That's the cleanest way to protect your grace period and avoid purchase interest. If you're already carrying interest-bearing balances, that's a different strategy, but you still need to understand how the statement mechanics work. Rule 2. For checking accounts, spend based on available balance, not current balance. Available balance reflects holds and pending activity. Current balance often doesn't. Rule 3. Assume pending can change. Don't treat pending as final, and don't spend your last money while pending exists. Rule 4. Separate fixed obligations from lifestyle spending. Use a bills-only account for rent, loans, and subscriptions. Route income there first, then move daily spending money to a separate account. A hold should never be able to sabotage your rent. Rule 5. Keep a small settlement buffer. Not a big emergency fund, a buffer for banking noise, holds, timing gaps, pending charges. Even a small buffer can stop overdraft cascades. And the core lesson behind all of this is simple. People don't lose money because they're irresponsible. They lose money because they don't see the map. Banking is a map of timing. Follow the wrong number and you walk straight into the fee zones. So if you want control, don't ask, how much money do I have? Ask instead, how much does the system allow me to use right now, and which deadlines decide the cost? Subscribe for more videos explaining the hidden rules of money, debt, and power, because the biggest traps in modern finance aren't obvious. They're hidden inside definitions. This is Coin Conspiracy, and we expose hidden rules.